Again, welcome to ITC 0299 course. This is IT project course. In this lectures, we're going to discuss about the relationship between project program and also portfolio management. We're also going to understand system feasibility and also how to perform feasibility analysis. So again, this is our unit 1, lecture 1. So here we say many organizations today have a new or renewed interest in project management and also computer hardware, software, networks, and the use of interdisciplinary and global work teams have radically changed the work environment. Also, the world as a whole spent nearly 10 trillions of its 40.7 trillion gross products on projects of all kinds. And also more than 60 million people regard project management as their profession. So again, this lecture will primarily describe the project management workflow of a unified system or a process. So again, the first step in the process is to identify a project that will deliver value to the business and also to create a system request that provide, again, a basic information about the proposed system. And secondly, always the analysis must perform a feasibility analysis, which will allow us to determine the technical, economic, and also organizational feasibility of the system. So in project management, those are the three main things we always have to analyze first, which is the feasibility analysis, technical, economic, and also organizational feasibilities. So again, the project management is the process of planning and also control system development within a specified time at a minimal cost with a right functionality. So the main goal of any project manager is to spend less amount of money or finance to produce a very high quality project. And also a project is a set of activities with a specified beginning and also end point, which is meant to create a system that brings value to the business. And I think that's one of the major goals of a project, to bring values to, again, a business operations. Also, a project managers monitor and also control all tasks and also the roles that need to be coordinated. From the exception phase, in exception phase, again, we're going to generate a system request based on a business need or opportunity. Then we have the feasibility analysis, and this is to revise the system request if it's possible, and whether we should approve it or decline the project. And everything is based on the system, again, request. So as we said, again, a project management is a process of planning, controlling the development of a system within a specified time frame at a minimal cost with a right functionality. So in general, again, a project is a set of activities with a starting point and also an ending point. The projects must come to an end. And also a project manager has the primary responsibility for managing hundreds of tasks and roles that need to be carefully coordinated. We may discuss about the work breakdown structure concept. So today, again, project management is a profession, and analysis normally spend years working on projects before tackling the project management itself. However, in many cases, unreasonable demands set by project sponsors and also business managers can make project management very difficult. So the next step is the project identification. So normally projects are always driven by business needs. So a project is identified when someone in the organization identify a business need to build a system. And this normally will occur within a business unit or the IT. And this can come from a steering community charged with identify business opportunities or involved from a recommendation made by external consultants. So an example of a business needs can include supporting a new marketing campaign or reaching out to a new type of customer or improving interactions with suppliers or customers. Sometimes the needs arise from some kind of pain within the organization. It can be a business operation which is done manually, and for some reason, computer system may be quicker and cheaper if the business process is automated. So as we said again, it can be identified by business people or it can be identified by the IT people. Better yet, it can be identified jointly by the business and also the IT department. So a project sponsor believes in the system and wants to see it succeed. And project sponsors, again, are normally the individuals or companies that sponsors the project come up with the funds. So this, again, normally is done by business person, and also she'll have the authority to move it forward. Now, what are the advantages of using a formal project management? We know doing business or embarking on any project without a proper management principles or techniques, the chance of the business or the project getting failed is very high. The success will be very low. So these are some of the advantages of a project management using the correct techniques. Better control of financial, physical, and also human resources. I'll use the term better management, the management of financial, physical, and also human resources. Also improve customer relations. Also, it shorter the development times, lower the costs due to a proper management, higher quality and increased reliability. Also higher profit margins, improve productivity, also better internal coordinations, and higher worker morale. So these are just a few advantages of using, again, a formal project management techniques. So a project, again, is a temporary endeavor undertaking to create a unique product, service, or result. These definitions came from the Project Management Book of Knowledge. This is the 4th edition, 2008. Also, operations is work done to sustain the business. So projects end when the objective have been reached or the project has been terminated. Sometimes, again, majority of projects normally doesn't complete. It can be terminated for many reasons. So project can be very small and can be very large. So it can take a short time or a long time to complete. So these are some few examples of IT project. Again, this course, we are focusing on information technology projects. The course name is, again, Comprehensive IT Projects. So we know there are so many different types of projects, from constructions, so many. So here, a technician replaces 10 laptops for a small department. Can be an example of, again, IT project. Or a small software development team adds a new feature to an internal software application for the finance department. Or another example, a college campus upgrade its technology infrastructure to provide wireless internet access across the whole campus. Also, a cross-functional task force in a company decided what voice over internet protocol system to purchase and also how it will be implemented in the company. So next we go to the concept of a system request. So a system request will be the beginning or the initiation of a project. So a system request is a document that would describe the business reasons for building a system and also the value that the system is expected to provide. So the project sponsor usually complete this form as part of the formal system project selection process within the organization. Now, most system requests include 5 elements. Example of the element, we have the project sponsor, business needs, business requirements, business value, and also special issues. So a project sponsor will be the primary point of contact for the project. Business need will be the reason prompting the project. And then business requirement, what the system will do. Normally, we will discuss about the system requirements. We have 2 types of requirement, the functional requirement and also non-functional requirement. So in terms of IT project, the functional requirement will be what the IT project product will do, the task that it will perform. For example, if we are in the process of developing, let's say, inventory management system, one of the functional requirements will be keeping track of amount of items left when a customer bought an item or when the supplier bring an item at an increase or decrease. But non-functional requirement will be the quality, the attribute of the system. Maybe the system is user-friendly, easy to use or to learn, or the security, high security, or the speed, etc. And the business value, how would the organization benefit from the project? And anything else that should be considered will be our, again, special issues. So the issues that are relevant to the implementation of the system and decisions, again, made by the committee about the project. So next we talk about the feasibility analysis, which is one of the important steps before even the project may commence. We have to make sure, consider the cost and benefit, which will be the economic feasibility. We also need to consider the technical feasibility. Do we have the technology to develop the system? Or is the technology a new technology? If it's a new technology, the chance of the project being failure, the success will be very low. The chance of success of the project is low if the technology is very new. But if it's a whole technology that has been used for some time, and the chance of success is very high. Also, we need to consider organizational feasibility. Would the organization use the system? Economic feasibility, the question will be, should we build it economically? And we should consider the cost and benefit. Technical feasibility, can we build it? Do we have the technology available? So let's go through each one in detail. So first we start with the technical feasibility. That's the first type of feasibility analysis. And this will address the technical feasibility of the project, the extent to which the system can be successfully designed, developed, and installed by the IT group. So I'll go here, I will say 2 things. Is the technology very complex, new, or an old or easy old system? So functional area, here we say, our analysis familiar with this portion of the business, maybe the technology. Also, less familiarity generate more risk. As we said, if the technology is new, the chance of success will be very low. Also, the project size, large projects have more risk, as we know. And also the compatibility, difficult integration will increase the risk. So again, the risk increases dramatically when the users themselves are less familiar with an application, such as with the development of a system to support business innovation. So next will be the economic feasibility, sometimes also called the cost and benefit analysis. So in terms of economic feasibility, which is again the second element of feasibility analysis, is to analyze, also sometimes called the cost and benefit analysis, which normally will identify the financial risk, analyze the costs and also the benefits. So this will identify the financial risk associated with a project. And also it attempts to answer the question, should we build a system, as we said earlier? So economic feasibility is determined by identify the causes and also identify the benefits that is associated with the project or the system. Also, we need to assign values to them and then do some calculations. And this will be the cash flow, return on investment for the project. So we have net present value, return on investment, and also break-even point. Break-even point is when are we going to achieve this? For example, a company spend $10 million in a project and it start production or business operations. How long it will take for the company to recover is $10 million, which will be the break-even point when the cost and the revenue will be the same, equal. So maybe it may take 10 years, it may take 20 years, but we need to consider also. So the next will be the last one, which is the organizational feasibility. So in terms of organizational feasibility, as we said earlier, will the organization use it, the system? And we need to consider that. So the final type of feasibility analysis, again, is to assess the organizational feasibility of the system. How well the system ultimately will be accepted by its users or the organization. And also, are they going to incorporate it into their ongoing operations of the organization? And so there are many organization factors that can have an effect on the project. Seasoned developers know that organizational feasibility can be, again, the most difficult feasibility dimension to assess. In essence, an organization feasibility analysis attempts to answer the question, if we build it, will they come or will they use it? Now, one way to assess the organization feasibility of the project is to understand how well the goals of the project align with the business objective. So we may have a strategic alignment, is the fit between the project and the business strategy. So the greater the alignment, the less risky the project will be from an organizational feasibility perspective. So that will be the conclusion of our lectures. Again, these are very short lectures, and this is the first lectures of our course. In these lectures, we focus on the concept of just getting the idea what is a project. And first thing we do is the system request. When we need to start a project, and we discuss about the 5 elements that must be addressed in the system request. The sponsor, cost and benefit, etc. From there, again, we move on to the most important, which is the feasibility analysis. And among them, I would say the 3, all of them are very important. Economic issues, cost and benefit. Technical, is it high risk or low risk? Organizational feasibility, will the company use it, or will the system align to their business, their already business operations that they have? All these need to be considered. So in our next lectures, we will move forward to the next step of project management techniques. We are going to generate the project charter document, what it consists of, and what items we have to have on it. Most important, we're going to discuss about the work breakdown structure. So again, thank you for your time and wish everybody the best.